Good day, global crypto enthusiasts. This is 88 Fantastic coming to you Monday, July 22nd, 2019. What's going on, y'all? We got some good news, we got some bad news, and sadly, the bad news is heavily outweighing the good news. And you know what? Let's start with our market here. What do we see today? We see Bitcoin sitting at 10,321 from our last video. Bitcoin had hit just over 11,000, massive liquidation all the way back down to 10,600, and then we crawled up a little bit again, and as we can see, the shorts got wrecked again, and Bitcoin fell all the way back to 10,200. So here's a really good way of looking at it rather than from the chart wise. And as you can see from here, Bitcoin's been sitting, what are we at, about nine hours we've been sitting underneath 10,600. So for the last 9 hours, it's been just stuck basically. So let's get on with the good news, because this is the good news I was waiting for, and this is over at coindesk.com. Was Bakkt opening up today and testing the Bitcoin futures contracts today. This was part of my week where, I mean, the week isn't over. We still predicted the 25th, 26th, but this was the news I was waiting for. We were hoping there wasn't going to be any delays. They're opening up today. They're opening up their contracts, so give this some time to get some FOMO out there. But now the negative that comes back and suppresses it is the next two articles. And this one's from 2 days ago. And crypto exchange Bitmex under CFTC investigation over U.S. users. And this is over at ccn.com. You can also come over and check it over at Bloomberg. And it's an article for you guys to really come out and check, because when this article came out, it coincided with the two massive drops when we seen our market drop from 300 right in here all the way back to 280. And that's what really helped crumple us was the negative news that came out of Bitmex, and also with article like this over at newsbtc.com talking about how the exchanges in total have lost a total of $1 billion in the equivalent of BTC so far. And again, it comes down to not your keys, not your crypto, things of that nature. But also it comes down to, again, when you're in one exchange, it is centralized regardless of who it is. We even saw Binance get hacked. We've seen so many places get hacked. Another one in Japan just last week, right? So, as always, you want to be super safe and keep your when you're investing, you want to keep your stuff in your wallets. When you're trading, you want to finish and you want to get your stuff back into your wallets as well. So again, our articles today are really what we were looking for. And with the Bakkt opening here, I mean, this is huge when they've got Microsoft and Starbucks as backing partners. This also leads into again, a brighter future down the road, even though it's really rough right now. So, and again, so that should lead us into some heavy movement here at some point within the next day or two. Hopefully, it gives us that push, because what we expected last video heading into later on this week, we expected 2 to 3 pullbacks, and we've seen 2 of them, but we've had no bounce whatsoever. We've had nothing come back. Let's check our last 7 days here. We've had virtually no fight back since, I think, what was our video 2 days ago? So that was on the 20th. Let's scale down here. So right in here, we've literally had very little fight back. Very little. This did not last long. This was only a couple of hours. And then this is where we've been stuck literally for just about 2 solid days now. Not a whole bunch of momentum. So what we're hoping for is the Bitmex stuff gets settled down and people get their money back into the market. Hopefully the news of Bakkt opening up with its partnerships and its testing of Bitcoin futures, and they get everything steady. It's nice to see them open with no more delays. And again, another warning, of course, with the not your keys, not your crypto, and be safe out there, and always got to be super duper careful. Okay, so let's see what's actually moving, if there's been any price movement at all. There you go. We got REN at 22%. Crypto.com has actually had a really nice gain. It was sitting at about .054 earlier yesterday, so it's had some nice move. We see Ardor pushing hard, Hedge Trade, UNetwork, Huobi token moving back up again. So we see some nice love in some of the coins, and then we see a steady 5 to 10% being bled out of the rest of the top 100. So who knows right now? We just got to hang in there, and again, just got to stay positive. We got the great news of Bakkt coming out. Hopefully 3 days of the Bitmex news is starting to wear off finally, and we get a little bit more money coming into this market, because we still expect a really big bounce here at some point, and we just haven't seen it. We've seen 2 big pullbacks. We haven't seen any form of bounce up after the 2 pullbacks yet. So Still waiting on it, people. I still think we're stuck in that leg because now you're starting to hear all the negative charts come out again. And when the negative charts come out, that's when we usually see the complete opposite. Let's also check our 24-hour volume before we get out of here. There we go. Bitcoin's 24-hour volume, 42 billion. When was the last time we saw that? It's been a while. Tether's volume has dropped below that 25, so maybe now we see the money is actually in play. We'll start to see a little bit of stability and a little bit of growth. As long as Tether's volume stays below that 25, we actually might be okay for the next couple of days. So again, hoping the Bakkt news pushes us. Hopefully 3 days later after the Bitmex news, things start to straighten out a little bit here, and let's hope the market gets a little bit of love. So we'll come back in a couple more days to see where we're sitting at here, and hopefully we gain a little more traction in the market. This is 88 Fantastic, showing you how to take a bite out of the cryptocurrency market. Take care, y'all.